Well, we are about 30 minutes away from the start of Attorney General Bill Barr's testimony on Capitol Hill. As we know from his opening statement, we can expect a lot of fireworks, especially on the discredited Russia probe. He gave us a preview of what we can expect this morning, saying, quote, "Ever since I made it clear that I was going to do everything I could to get to the bottom of the grave abuses involved in the bogus Russiagate scandal, many of the Democrats on this committee have attempted to discredit me by conjuring up a narrative that I am simply the president's factotum who disposes of criminal cases according to his instructions." Joining us to discuss this upcoming testimony from AG Barr, Bobby Eberle, a Republican strategist and host of the 13-Minute News Hour. We're also joined with Laurie Watkins, a Democratic strategist and former Obama advisor. Excited to speak with you both this morning. And as we mentioned, this testimony is being delayed because Congressman Nadler was in a car accident. Everyone is reported to be doing fine, and we're hoping that this does continue on and everyone is doing well as we await this testimony on Capitol Hill. Bobby, we'll start with you. What are you most looking forward to hearing?
Well, it's about time that William Barr gets to testify because President Trump has spoken on these issues, both on Russiagate, both on the violence, but the media tune him out. You know, they report what they want to report. Having William Barr come in and testify in an official setting, getting to make his statement, getting to see what the Democrats are going to throw at him and what he's going to fire back with. I'm just excited about the exchange. But whether it's Russiagate, whether it's the violence that's going on, like in Portland and in cities around the country, that needs to be addressed. The Democrats that are in control locally are doing nothing. They are condoning this violence. And in his statement, he came out forcibly saying, we can't do that. Our guys are under attack. You won't do anything. We need to step it up. We need to get rid of this violence so that we can move forward and actually have discussions on race relations or the police or whatever the issue is. But you can't have it in this type of environment, and I hope he lays out that case crystal clear.
Yeah, he comes out strong in that opening statement. Laurie, he is facing a group of Democrats who are going to ask him tough questions. What do you think they'll be asking the Attorney General?
Well, Emma, what I'm going to be looking for is credibility and a willingness to stand up to this president. That's what the Attorney General is supposed to do. There's three areas that I hope are addressed by members on that committee. The first is removing these federal police from our communities, get down to the bottom of why they're there, who they're there, and who is paying for them to be there, even against some of the objections from some of these mayors and governors who do not want them there. Also, the second one is these 17 children that today a federal judge said that they could be put into HHS custody and not have to go back to their own home country, these kids that have been in limbo. What's going on with those kids? And then the right to vote, protecting our right to vote, making sure that foreign actors, foreign countries are not meddling in our affairs again, and getting down to the bottom of not just what happened in 2016, but making sure that does not happen here in 2020.
Yeah, in regard specifically to the Michael Flynn case, I'm sure Attorney General Bill Barr will not hold back into how that was handled as well. But you mentioned specifically the violence, the decision to send in federal agents. I'm sure you're referring specifically to Portland, Seattle, where we're seeing this move being made, despite, as you say, the wants and desires of the mayors and governors who clearly are not taking a close look at what's actually going on. In fact, that idea has spread to Washington, D.C., where Congressman Nadler was asked about the presence of these federal agents and why they might be needed, considering we've seen the violence. Here's what he had to say.
Bill Barr is just a liar, and he's just representing the president. And
All right, so clearly, again, that would go to Laurie's statement, the idea that he would be representing the president. I was referring specifically to the idea that he was describing Antifa as some sort of myth in Washington. Laurie, would you agree with that? Have you seen the videos that we've been showing on our program where clearly, you know, there are people who are trying to bring violence towards these police officers with Molotov cocktails, trying to set a federal courthouse on fire? Does Congressman Nadler not see those clips?
Congressman Nadler sees those clips as well as the rest of America, but that is not what's actually happening. The media is is spreading some of these images that you are showing of within a couple block radius of what is happening, making it look like the city is burning down, and that is not at all what is happening. And these groups are anarchists. They are not at all the peaceful protesters. You cannot confuse the two. They are not at all the same thing. So to try to lump those in when people are reporting the news is false, and it needs to stop, because that's where the confusion is lying.
Okay, well, we are sharing the video that is actually happening. It's not altered in any way. Bobby, weigh in on this.
I didn't say it was altered.
Well, yeah, the only one who confuses peaceful protesters with the rioters are the Democrats in the media. They try to bring the two together as if what's going on in Portland is peaceful protest. Yet night after, this has been going on for 2 months. 2 months of this stuff, and they are attacking federal grounds, federal personnel, federal building. That's why the feds are coming in. And it doesn't really matter right now if these Democrats don't want them there, because they're refusing to act. They are condoning violence. They are letting this going on. People are getting hurt. Property is being destroyed night after night after night by not peaceful protesters, people coming with helmets, coming with shields designed to confront the police. That's their plan all along. And all the Democrats want to do is have this go on, have chaos, have anarchy, so they can bring Trump down and keep going.
And if I could add in, Emma, and people being picked up in unmarked vehicles by militant police who are not displaying a badge whatsoever, throwing them into unmarked cars.
They did have patches
standing there and using and exercising their right to free speech, doing nothing wrong. We have seen this all across the media. I ask you then,
what
Bobby,
we have seen is destruction
what are they doing
of
wrong?
property.
Why are they getting arrested or tear gassed? What are they doing wrong by sitting there?
The Molotov cocktails burning down, attempting to burn
down fences,
what are they doing wrong?
Cocktails, hurting police officers, hurting other
not the same people. And that's why you can't answer. They're two totally separate groups of people.
All right. Just want to good discussion here. I think, we played the video on our station, so our viewers are able to see what they see. We're just presenting all sides of the story here. Just wanted to note that Bill Barr had mentioned in his opening statement that what we are seeing, it seems to be disconnected from the death of George Floyd at this point. Bobby, do you think we'll hear him reiterate that again today during testimony?
Yeah, I do, and I believe he should, because that's what's gone on. I mean, initially, we saw the video. We saw what happened with George Floyd. It was shocking. And again, police brutality, incidents like that should be addressed. Justice should be served. I mean, these guys were charged with second-degree murder, maybe first-degree as it went along. Justice is going through. The process is working in that case. But none of this is related to George Floyd. None of these people are marching for George Floyd. They are attacking. They are destroying property just as an activity by itself. That's what we've seen. There's no references to George Floyd. And again, if you want to get your message out, get it out in a way where people will listen. But if bottles are being thrown at you, if people are assaulting you, no one is going to listen to lawlessness. You have to restore law and order before you can bring people to the table to debate.
All right. We'll leave it at that.
Emma, one last thing I'd like to say. I think the reason why people have a disconnect is it's well beyond George Floyd. What about Breonna Taylor, who those officers have still not been charged for the murder of that young lady? So that is why people continue to voice their frustration and have issues with some of the police policies that are out there right now and are hoping for change. And the way to do that is in November at the ballot box.
All right.
Vote by mail.
Okay. Fair enough. Or you could head to the polls yourself. All right. Laurie A. Watkins.
Vote in person.
Yeah, you definitely can.
Social
if you're
distance.
Shopping in a store, you could probably make it to the polls. Bobby Eberle, Laurie A. Watkins, great discussion. Thanks so much.
Okay, friends, thanks so much for watching. And before you go, please hit that subscribe button, hit that bell so you'll be notified. And here's a special video just for you so you can watch even more of the 13-minute news hour. And don't forget to check out GOPUSA.com for the best in conservative news and commentary. We'll see you next time.